What up, guys? It's Brian. I'm back. This is the Til You Collapse Podcast. You guys love the intro. You
we have
guys
fun with
are
it.
smiling at me. So here's the thing, guys. We, you know how some podcasts have the same exact intro every time? It's some kind of like weird recorded intro and outro. It's like, you know, it's not even the person talking. And, you know, we've gone back and forth.
Welcome to the Brian Nabavi experience.
Exactly. So it's like we've gone back and forth in doing that because every time I fucking get up here, I'm like, okay, what do I say? What order do I say it? So I like to keep it raw because the intro and outro is kind of different depending on the day.
Depending on the day.
Whatever. So anyways, guys, keep fucking mocking me about it, but we're going to keep it raw and real as much as we can on this podcast. We're going to not have anything edited for that. But Happy New Year's, guys.
Yeah.
Happy New Year's.
Is it a new year, new you?
Sure.
Nah.
2020.
Man, guys, so one thing I cannot stand, you know, I've talked about this before, I'm going to talk about it a little bit again, is the whole new year, new you thing. It's just such fucking bullshit. It's
just cliche. It's just for the
it's so
Instagram caption.
cliche.
That's all.
I don't get it.
But here's the thing, the idea that literally it's going to go from December 31st till January 1st, and you're supposed to change who you are, change your habits,
Overnight.
change what you're doing, and then people wonder why like 80, 90% fail. Like, you wonder why, like, duh. Like,
Yeah.
anything in success, whether it's business, whether it's fitness, it's habits, it's consistency, it's time. You know, that's why, you know, that's what it takes, you know? So, you know, and as far as me, like, I say new year, same me. Like, you know, the last 3 years have been literally the most amazing in my life, at least success-wise, and I'm going to stay consistent of what I've been doing to keep it going, you know, not change anything up. And the thing is, you know, one thing I am focused on and I'm really motivated about, but the thing is I've done it before, is my fitness. So we all know, like, you know, I'm trying to balance it all, and I'll admit, like, I've slacked off. Part of it's due to an injury, right? I mean, I tore my pec. That was a huge injury. That took me out.
That's crazy. That was
for
a while
like
ago.
6-7 months. It took me out. So I don't ever like to make excuses, and it's not an excuse, but it was a legit major injury that took me out of the gym, totally changed my body composition. So now I'm fighting back, and the thing is it's been hard just mentally dealing with seeing your body change, someone like me that's been in the fitness for 20 years. But my big goal this year is, you know, is get back and really balance everything: business, fitness, family, everything.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard. I'll tell you guys what, it's fucking hard. I don't care what anyone tells you. What I do is hard. And yeah, I'll pat myself on the fucking back because I have 4 kids. I have a relationship with 4 kids. I have a relationship with my wife. I have a relationship with you guys here. Balancing business, balancing you guys. You guys are like my kids. I got 6 of you here. Like, it's fucking hard. And props to anyone that's in my position, you know, running businesses with families. And I know there's a lot of businesses way bigger than ours. I can imagine 30, 40, 50 employees and, you know, even more kids than I have. And it's work. And I'll keep it real. One place, honestly, that I've been struggling with, you guys, is like my friendships. Like, you know, like I've lost a good amount of friendships, keeping it real. Like, here's the thing. I've lost some of them because of I've changed. Like, I've changed. My goals have changed. My mindset has changed. And when you go through that transformation and you get so driven, you know, a lot of times your friends aren't used to that because, you know, they're used to the old you know, and I've changed, and, you know, they either change with you or they don't. So I've lost a good amount from that, you know, just kind of like, you know, that. And then another thing is, like I said, as busy as I am, it's like business, work, you guys here, and then family.
Yeah, you don't really have time to like go out and just hang out with random people.
And that's the thing. And the thing is you'll have those few friends, and I have the few friends that I've had for a long time, and they realize that and they respect that. And that's really nice to have. You know, those are the real true friends. But then you get the friends that kind of get butthurt or kind of tell me I changed or think it's something personal towards them when it's not at all. Like, I'm the same motherfucker I was when I was broke. Like, you guys see how I am. Like, this is who I am. Like, nothing's changed here. The thing is I'm so driven, and time is my most precious commodity, that I have so little of it that as much as I and that's maybe I have to get better at balancing it, but then something's got to give. If I give that time there, it goes away from here or goes away from my
Right.
kids or my family. So
It's really important who you spend your time around too, I feel like. So it's like there's certain people that just don't like help you get
That's
further
the
in
thing.
life or like
Exactly.
just be a better person or whatever,
Exactly.
You're
And
like,
that's-
are you gonna give up the more important stuff? What is that level?
Oh, look who's talking. Look.
Hey,
by,
what's up?
by the way, guys, this
Kyle.
is Kyle.
How's it going?
He was supposed to ask a couple questions, but I guess he's hijacked the mic and he's going to participate in this podcast, which
What's
is
up,
great.
Kyle?
What's up? Say hi, Kyle.
How's it going?
Tell
How's it going?
him a little bit about yourself.
Let's see. I'm 22.
I'm 22. I drink 15 bangs a day and I take 7 shits a day.
Yeah,
That's in a nutshell.
I'm the doo-doo expert everyone talks about.
No, anyways, tell them a little about yourself. Quick little nutshell.
All
Who
right.
you are, what you do, how you came about the company, the story of us meeting each other, and like how you just quickly like.
All right.
Don't
So,
take 15 minutes, Kyle.
all right, I'll take it as quick as possible.
Okay.
I'm 22. I grew up around here, Rockland, everything like that. I got into the videography game kind of after I got out of the military, after my injury. And I worked at another company for a little while, shooting basically like corporate commercials and things like that, and then doing like stuff on the side. And then I met Brian through a buddy of mine who runs a nonprofit, and I met him. And at the time, I think Scott was either on his way out or he was gone.
Yeah, you met me when Scott broke my heart.
Yeah.
And
Dun,
quit.
dun, dun.
You
I'm
guys
sorry.
all remember that when that happened. And then this is actually funny. This is a funny story how this all happened. When Scott left, I was obviously looking for new people to fill the void, and Kyle was one that came in and kind of interviewed.
I did, yeah, and I shot a video here, and it was trash. I'm not gonna lie, it was trash. It was not to the TYC standard, and so I shot that video, and
Well, there was a couple things. The video wasn't up to standard because Scotty, this is a hard, stick, whatever.
One
the word.
tough act to follow.
Yeah, it's a tough act to follow. A and B, you also kind of were not really wanting to leave the place
That's
you're at.
true.
So it was kind of a combo of things because, I was on the fence whether, like I said, Scotty wasn't the best when he first started. He's gotten amazing in the last almost year and a half now, but I mean, he was better than that when he first started.
Oh, for sure.
But
This isn't just gonna be a roast session.
No, there's no roast session. I love Kyle. Fucking Kyle.
I know,
we all-
Kyle, your stuff has
Kyle's
gotten
family, yeah.
like
no, it's
really
But,
good.
It was a combination of things.
Yeah.
So then Kyle left.
Yeah.
Go tell a story.
So
I'll shut the fuck up.
No,
Okay.
you good.
You tell
I'm
your
not
story.
trying to take over,
Okay.
but yeah, I was still loyal to the other company because of the opportunity they gave me. So, left. We split up, we split apart, but we I left, and then I think it was like 4 or 5 months later. It was like September about that time, and there we go, we good. It was like 4 or 5 months later that time, and I kind of reached out to Brian just randomly. I don't know what went through my head, but I was like, I remember that Brian was still looking for somebody or something like that. And I came back and I shot him a DM and I said, hey, I'm not sure if you remember me, but if you ever need any, I first wanted to do side project or something like that. But if you ever need anybody to do side project, let me know. And then he said, yeah, why don't you come by? And then I'm started here and I'm doing media, and I feel like because of the Scotty's influence, because of the opportunity I've been given here, as far as we shoot every single day, multiple times a day, my skills have grown.
Yeah,
So,
you can't not get better doing it every
No,
day.
for
And that's
sure.
just like what we preach all the time over
Yep.
here is like the best way to get good at something is just to do it.
and now I'm on a podcast, so I peaked.
So I mean, what is your feeling and experience since you've been here?
No bullshit. It's been a pretty amazing experience. Like I said, I came from a place where we were shooting corporate style commercials and maybe once a week, right? And I knew that I could do better, and I knew I wanted to shoot better. And coming here, it's definitely the vibe is, we're gonna work. We're gonna do stuff. We're not gonna sit around and wait to climb, the corporate ladder. And if you have an idea, as far as the shoot goes, you have an idea, you go shoot it. It's not like, oh, let me go tell your manager and then tell your VP and then possibly get up there and then maybe you'll shoot the video in 3 weeks. No, you want to shoot the video, you're gonna shoot the video. And if you want to stay late, you stay late and work. Everybody stays late here, and there's no, we got to worry about you getting overtime hour. As far as we don't want you to do that. You know, it's all in all, it's been an experience of where like I feel like my true passion for the art and also my passion for working hard. Like I want to be at a place where I can just work hard and not have to be questioned about it, and that's really how it's been here. And it's been like coming into a family. I've told you before, like you guys are more of a family than my real family, and you know I don't want to get into that super deep, but it's true. So
how about your mindset? How's that changed?
100%. Like it's been a complete 180 reversal. You remember how I was when I first got here. You know, I was dealing with some personal stuff at the time, and genuinely I don't know. I always say I don't know what depression feels like, but I feel like I was a depressed person. And being here for as long as I have been, it was like after the first 2 or 3 weeks, complete flip. I don't know. It was just like one day, snap, I feel way better. Like I want to come to work. I want to get out of bed. I want to do something because I have the opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
It's like the floodgates are opened.
That's awesome.
And genuinely, for the first time, I feel like in a long time, I can say I'm a happy person.
That's awesome, man. I love to hear that. So, yeah, I mean, that's a little slingshot of who Kyle is. He's come on. He's been here about 3 months now, 4 months.
This month before, yeah.
And his work's got significantly better. Obviously, he's working under the talented Scotty, but just repetition and doing work consistently. And I'm proud of him. We're all proud of him. And like when he messaged me, it was ironic because Scotty and I were talking about, you know, expanding his division and giving Scotty, you know, more of like a media division and starting to bring people in for him to mentor and teach and oversee and do projects with. And then that's kind of when he messaged me. I'm like, oh shit, you know, I've already met this kid and he's taking the initiative messaging me, and we brought him in, and the rest is history, man. And then we're here. We're a little happy family pumping out content. So, yeah, guys, that's a little story on Kyle. I think he's going to ask me a question or two that I'm going to answer on the podcast. Hopefully it could bring some value to you guys listening. Another thing I want to continue on, you know, before I forget, is that whole, you know, New Year's, new me, New Year's, same me. Nothing's going to change overnight, guys. You have to build habits. You have to stay consistent with it. That's why they all fail. If you want to lose weight, it's going to take you a year. You're not going to just start and then lose weight. You're going to take a year of you getting those habits of fitness and practicing them every day, putting in the work, and then you're going to lose weight, and then it's just going to how you're going to live your life. And just like I feel like another New Year's resolution, that's the biggest one, is the weight and fitness. And I feel like another one is like, this is going to be my year of success for business, but it's not like that. Like you have control of the work you put in, but it's going to take time. Like for me, for example, like this will be the 7th year of the company, you know, and it's like, you know, I put 5 years in, 4 or 5 years in, was struggling, you know, and then finally I got what I earned eventually, but it took 4 to 5 years. So don't think, oh, this is going to be a new year. All of a sudden you're going to be a millionaire this year. No. And like I've talked about before, make your goals small and measurable every single day. You got to have wins every single day. You go on from one day to the next day. And then you look, okay, if you win 300 days out of the year, that's a good year. You're making progress towards being a better person, towards having a better business, having a better physique. So you have to look at it as smaller, more manageable goals, as opposed to be creating these huge goals that are overwhelming, going from no good habits, nothing, to this huge goal. Like I'm broke. I want to buy a Lamborghini this year. Like that's more like, are you going to win the lotto? Because that's how that happens. If you want to go from broke to buying a Lamborghini, like if you want to buy a Lamborghini, you better work for 5 to 6 years, build up, save your money, invest your money, and then maybe you can buy whatever the fuck you want to buy. That's the reality of it. And I'm here to be real with you guys, like tell you the real how it's going to happen, because I want to see you all be successful. I truly want to see you guys reach any goal you have, but it's not going to happen just new year, snapping a finger. It's going to take time. And here's the thing, guys, you guys have nothing but time. I'm 37 years old. I turned 38 this year. Like I went from being broke, having no cars, having a 500 credit score, driving hand-me-downs, you know, to now I'll just buy whatever car I want. But that's 7 years of hard work got me there. And the thing is, if you're listening to this podcast and you're not happy where you're at in life, you have time. Like you have a chance, you have opportunity, but that lies on your shoulders. Look on the mirror, look straight in your own eyes and say, I want to get something, and go fucking get it. But if you're 20 by the time you're 27. If you're 30, by the time you're 37. If you're 40, by the time you're 47. You have nothing but time. I'm just using my timeline as an example, but really in the scheme of your life and things, you can make a drastic change and really get what you want, but you just have to realize that, you have to believe it, and you have to work for it. I mean, that's what it takes, you know. Like
deep down, you just gotta be willing to change yourself, and
that's it, you know. And it's and the thing is that's the main thing where people miss is, you know, they think they need to have all these education and all these, you know, all this training and all this shit, and they need to have everything in line. But reality, you guys know me. I'm a fucking goofball. Yeah. And I know I've said that before. I'm not going to say how stupid I am again on the podcast. I've told you guys how stupid I am all the time. But I'm a pretty successful, stupid dude, honestly.
Take action. You're pretty smart, though. You don't give yourself enough credit, honestly.
I mean, I'm just a hustler, man. So I'm a hustler. I'm very creative. I'm good at making shit happen. I'm good at hustling. I'm good at creating money and opportunities and stuff like that. But as far as like, I'm more street smart and like actually actionable smart. As far as book smart, I'm very far away from book smart. Like I don't even remember the shit that I was taught in high school. Like, don't even ask me. Honestly, couldn't even write out like a fucking division problem. I was trying to help my kids the other day with homework, and I literally couldn't remember how to do it.
I hated that shit.
Keeping it real, like, you know what I mean? And it's just crazy to think that. But here's the thing: listen to that, guys. I don't think I'm that successful, but if you think I have a little bit of success, think about how much success I have in your eyes from the outside looking in, and realizing that I have the kind of education and the training that I'm telling you guys. And I'm not actually bullshitting you that. I'm keeping it real with you guys. I'm a fucking hustler that works hard. And I've been doing it for 7 years. So if you want to have a new year, you, that's great. But realize that it's going to take habits. It's going to take multiple years formed, stringed together, wins every day, to build up that you want to get to, whether it's a new physique, whether it's a new car, whatever the case may be, guys. So just realize that, please. And as far as last year, it's a trip. So last year was the record year for the company. TYC had a record year, 2019. Biggest year in the company, amazing. Appreciate you guys. It's due to the fact that the videos you guys made, the work you guys put in. Like, we're a team here. Like, it's like we all did this together. It wasn't just me. It was us.
Absolutely.
It was us. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the company grew significantly, over 100% growth, which is great for any company to grow 100%. You're doing amazing if you're doing that year after year. You're doing big things. But the thing is when you look at my income, and I talked about this, you know, and you guys got to realize this in business, and this is a fitness, it works with fitness too, because I'm going to relate it to fitness, is you have to invest back in yourself, your business, your physique, your fitness, whatever it is. You have to take one step back or two steps back for the big goal of everything to take 2, 3, 4 steps forward. And that's the thing that nobody wants to do. I had a record year, but I basically made the exact same than I had the year prior, where I made half the amount of money. So how does that work out? Well, I built the infrastructure. I have you guys. I have, you know, your guys' salaries. I have this huge warehouse. I have all the inventory. Everything that we've been buying, putting money into, is all new. Investing back into this company, investing in the infrastructure. So the goal is, in the next year or two, when we increase our revenue in the company, that then the extra money starts coming. But the thing is, a lot of times people don't want to do that, especially when they have a little bit of success in fitness or they have a little bit of success in business. They like that success, and it's hard when you're having wins to take a step back and actually consciously take one step back or two steps back, because when you're winning, I'm a guy that I love winning. Obviously, I love winning. I love taking steps forward. So for me, it's very hard to take steps back, you know. But if you realize that it's for the greater good of a company or a team or whatnot, it was well worth it. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Like, you guys are well worth the investment. Like I've told you, we've already done that podcast with how much I want to pay you and all that shit, but it's truly genuine. But it's just people don't realize that, oh, you're killing it. You're making all this money. Your company grew that much. You must have made a bunch. No, actually I didn't, you know, because that's the way you have to do things to build. And that's a smart way to build things, where a lot of people would have maybe had half the employees we had, or not increase inventory as much, or had it still crammed in a small warehouse, and then wanted to keep that increased revenue for themselves. And that's more of a selfish, greedy thing to do, whether like, let's call it.
And that will never evolve in the long run.
Exactly.
Too, you know?
That's a losing formula. So how much time we got, Scotty? I mean, I don't want this to be a long podcast. We're going to do more quality podcasts, guys, and we don't want it to be crazy going over. So I think we got a few more minutes here.
So going off of what you said earlier, how you were talking about how because of your lack of time, having put more into the business, you're losing friendships and also losing sometimes the ability to focus on certain things. Do you find that when you don't focus on those things you used to be able to, or you don't go as hard as you used to in the gym, do you find that translates over to when you're running the business or when you're in a family? And if it doesn't, how are you good at categorizing and not letting those frustrations transfer over?
Well, for sure, usually one thing becomes more successful and the other thing kind of suffers. That's why you always see, two people that are in amazing shape, then they get in a relationship, they focus on their relationship, they're happy, they're traveling, they're eating, and then they both gain 20, 30 pounds together and they get in a relationship together. Like that happened to me and my lady, that has happened to me. Like you get in a relationship, you focus on your new relationship, you're in love, you're happy, you don't focus as much on the gym, your relationship flourishes, you're in love, that's great, you're happy, you're traveling, you're eating, you're drinking, but you're gaining weight. Your fitness suffers. With business, that's why you see a lot of businessmen. A lot of times, a lot of very successful businessmen become out of shape because they focus on the business. They start making crazy money. They're very successful, but they don't focus on the fitness. A lot of times you see that happen all the time. It's happened to me before.
Yeah.
A lot of this, for me, I've actually been really good at balancing it. The main reason my fitness slipped this last year was because of the injury. So if the injury wouldn't have happened, I would have been fine. But that's something that kind of happened out of my control. But it definitely does take time and very, very a lot of awareness on focusing on balancing them the right way, because you got to spread your time evenly around them because they all go hand in hand. If the habits and the dedication and everything you have for fitness, I've talked about it before, that translates into business. Fitness and business are two and the same as far as being successful in both. So yeah, you can be successful in business, but you want to be healthy too. You gotta have those good habits. Like you want to live a long time. So they go hand in hand, but it is easy to, and also another thing, a lot of times entrepreneurs, their families suffer. I've talked about it before. Entrepreneurs, a lot of time, they get tunnel vision. They want to work 24 hours a day because to be a successful entrepreneur, you got to have that kind of work ethic and drive and fire inside of you, which I have. But I'm not a single dude. Like I can't work from 5 a.m. till 9 p.m. like I probably would literally every day if I didn't have all these kids and family. I would work a lot more if I did. I've talked about that before. But as you grow and you're in different situations, you got to balance your time. And I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs, unfortunately, that's their main goal. Fitness slips, family slips, you get divorced, out of shape, unhealthy. And that's something you see a lot, honestly, in the entrepreneur space. It happens. Like I said, so the main thing
is balance, right?
It's balance, and it's hard to balance too. Balance is hard, man. Balance is hard because anytime you balance, something suffers. Anytime I take time away from here, it's time away from growing the business. The business can suffer a little bit. Anytime I take away from my fitness, my health, my physique suffers. Anytime I take it away from my family, my relationships with my kids and my wife suffer. So there's balance, but there's always going to be, you got to find what works for you. Because we all have our own definition of balance. We all have our different, some people value family more, and they don't give they'll work minimum they need to, and they'll value family. And that's some people too that like not even entrepreneurs. Like some people are the happiest people in the world, working 9 to 5, making 30, 40K a year, barely paying their bills, but they have all the family time they want. They get all the paid vacations they want. They work 4 days a week, and that's great. That's their choice. And we all have different, visions of balance and what that includes. And I'm trying to balance mine the best I can based on what I'm going for. Yours are going to be different. Scott's going to be different. Theirs going to be different. We're all different individuals, and I respect them all. I don't try to preach like everyone be like me. I think we're all individuals. Like, I don't like when I do the podcast and when I do my posts and I do my speeches, they're to motivate and inspire you and have you find something out of there that you can relate and put into your life to help some kind of area be more successful or improve in a way. But I don't think I'm living life the perfect way and everyone needs to be like Brian and I got all the answers and fuck no. I don't know a lot. I'm just trying to fucking navigate the waters myself and, you know, do this all like you guys. We're all in the same boat here. You know what I mean? Like, it's just amplified for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we all learn from each other in like totally different ways, you know?
100%, man. So, yeah, and I, like, for you guys listening, just realize that, you know, we all have the same fucking problems. I have all the same problems as you guys. We all have the same problems. You know, it doesn't matter if you're broke, doesn't matter if you have a lot of money, doesn't matter if you have a lot of kids, no kids. We all go through the same problems, same struggles, and they're just at different levels. You know, my problems are, you know, I have, you know, a huge warehouse and a huge amount of inventory and 7 people that rely on me and my kids and my family. That's all on my shoulders. So my problems are amplified, you know. So you may have the same problem, but it's just you. It's not as big a problem as it is for me, but it's the same problem. You know, and like I said, we're all dealing with the same shit. You know, I talk to people, and like I said, as long as you realize that, you know, as long as you realize that, I think it helps, because people, for some reason, I feel like people think that I deal with different problems, or successful people deal with different problems than people that aren't, and it's not. It's just, we're all dealing with the same shit.
Yeah, we're all human.
Honestly,
you know?
we're all human. Like we all deal with the same shit. And it's just amplified for me because, like I said, I have more on my shoulders than you guys. It's just you guys don't have kids. You guys are young. It's different.
Yeah,
it's different
for
levels.
Sure.
So, to answer it,
Kind of.
kind
I mean,
of.
it does.
Not really.
It does.
Oh, great, Kyle.
No.
Fuck.
It answers it. The part that I wanted to know more about was because my balance is right now is work and fitness and the home life a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So I find that if I'm lacking on something, I get frustrated about, you know, let's say like I'll miss the gym for a week because I'll be working or something goes on in the personal life and I'll miss it. And then I find myself being frustrated about that. And I want to know, you know, how do I become better at not letting that frustration carry over to the other categories of life? Is it just a mental wall, or
you gotta just chalk it up as an L and move on. Like I said, day by day. Yesterday was a loss. I didn't go to the gym. Today's a new day. I'm gonna make it a win. I'm gonna go to the gym. Me and my son were driving in the car. Actually, my oldest son, he's 12 years old. We were driving in the car, and this fucking guy, he loves Call of Duty. Like, all these kids love Call of Duty. Obviously, Call of Duty is a hot game, right? That he plays online. I get it. He plays online with all his friends. It's fun. They all get on there. They talk shit. It's a lot of fun. I've been there and done it. But I had to talk with him. I'm like, dude, you're going to be 13 years old this year. You're a fucking amazing athlete. I mean, he's a little stud. He's muscly. He's got a great physique. He's a stud. He's becoming a little man. It's crazy to see. And he's a great athlete. He plays baseball, soccer, basketball. And I'm like, dude, I get it. You like games, like, but I can't stand when you literally sit in your room for like 5 hours in a day because they've been off school or like it's on a weekend, and like you just play games. And I'm like, you need to go out and play some sports. You need to go outside and be a kid. You need to go outside and do something. I'm like, it's okay that you play games, but do it for an hour or two at the end of the day. And I said, dude, I used to play games. I said, before I started this company, when I met your mom, when he was a baby, I told him, I said, I used to play games. And we were broke and struggling and suffering back then. And I said, as soon as I got focused, I started the company, and I literally don't play any games anymore because I don't got the fucking time, right? I'm like, I put that extra time towards building a company and being successful, and now we're at the point we are, and I don't play any games. And, you know, and I told him that, and I'm like, so what I would like to see you do is just go outside, practice the sports you play, be a kid, take your brother outside, play. Then at the end of the day, come in, hour or two, play games. I'm cool with that. Balance. I know you like games, but like, I just had that conversation off of him and just prioritizing time. I know he's a kid, but just having those kind of talks with your kid. And I literally told him, I've been there. Like, I used to play games. Like, in my life, I was broke and living paycheck to paycheck, and used to spend 2-3 hours at night playing games with 2 kids as a grown dad. There's plenty of dads that do that right now. And I'm here to tell you guys, like, I'm not perfect. You see me now. This has been a gradual transition. I worked for all of this. Like, this is not who I've been since day one. And I'm telling you, if I can change my habits from doing shit like that to go to where I'm at now, so can you. And I'm here just to be real with you and tell you that. Like, you know, you may be the guy fucking whose wife yells at him because you sit at home gaming and you waste your time like that. Well, I'm telling you, my life is much more enjoyable now that I'm not gaming or, cool, not just gaming, but wasting my time on shit that's not productive.
Yeah. Hey, real talk though, you can make a lot of money playing video games nowadays.
you
though.
can.
Like
No,
streaming.
for
I just
sure.
have to say it. Like if that's something he really
No.
wanted to do.
No,
like,
for sure. And here's a talk. He said that.
Yeah.
Here's funny you said that because he said that too.
Esports is huge
But
right now.
this is my rebuttal to him.
Yeah.
He said that, and I said, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of guys making a lot of money streaming and playing games.
But
I-
are you
I-
streaming?
But I said, buddy, it's just like professional sports. The majority are not there. Like if you look at the successful playing video games,
Right.
it's not the majority. It's like a select few, right? And then the majority, just like with professional sports, like all these people that play sports when they're kids through high school, through college, and then a select
It
few
kind of
get picked.
fizzles out, and yeah.
So yeah,
Right.
so I mean, yeah, you have that chance, but it's better to spend your time over something that you know that
Right.
you have a bigger
Yeah,
chance
for
of making
sure.
it. So that's kind of the same thing I said. He said, and the same thing I said to him. But yeah, it's just cool. He's growing up, just having those conversations. But yeah, I just want to share that with you guys. Like, I people like, this is not how I've been the whole time. This is who I've been since I started this company 7 years ago. So I changed and I've evolved, and yeah, I'm different. And people tell me I'm different. I say thank you. Yes, I am fucking different, and my life is completely fucking different too. And that's that. Anyways, guys, that's it for this podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something from it. It was nice having Kyle on here. It's always nice having Scotty on here. As we always ask you, please just share this podcast. Review it if you can. Share it. Tag us on the story. We'll repost it. I hope you guys are all having a good start of the new year. Remember, new year, same you. Or new you. But if it's going to be a new you, it's going to not be something that's going to snap your fingers and change overnight. It has to be a new you. Honestly, I would say you're going to have to do the same shit for a year or two really to call it a new you, and then you're going to start seeing some benefits from it, honestly. You're not going to snap your fingers and in 3 months lose 100 pounds, or snap your fingers and go from broke to owning a fucking huge house or a crazy car. So just as long as you realize that, guys, I'm here to keep it real with you. Appreciate you guys. We're out.